And the president called them to order, and at the end of the day, some of them stopped what they were doing, but majority of them refused. On the air, I would like to mention some names that are still in the corridor of power. Alamese is gone, so it's...
There's so much. I wanted you to see that, and I wanted you to hear the part where, from his own, from his own experience, right? He strongly believed that indeed what the point he's trying to make out of that rambling to some extent is that the state governors, when you look at the Niger Delta, the state governors, when you look at them from the northern part of Nigeria as well, right? Majority of them are not really interested in anything security or whatever. And if they get themselves involved, it's simply on what they are going to make out of it. I heard that somehow, the old Commodore is now possibly like, warming his way to see if Tifnubu will notice him, but let's ignore that, okay? And let's forge on. Now, forging on is what will now take me back again quickly. So that's, the escaped, what do you call them again? The Binance guys, right? Now, like I said, we woke up this morning and the news was that this guy, Nadim, I can't remember his second name, or I can't pronounce that regularly, by the way, Navarajaska or something. But let's just call him Nadim. He was reported to be one of the two executives of Binance that arrived in Nigeria sometimes in January to come and discuss the issue of Nigerian government banning Binance in Nigeria. So when they arrived in Nigeria, they were taken straight to the office of the NSA, Ribadu. Now, when they got to the office of NSA, from what we gathered, Nigeria wanted them to Nigeria wanted access to their platform's back-end server so that they would get to know those Nigerians who are using the platform or those who have used the platform to steal Nigeria money. However, these guys denied that, like, that's not going to happen. Yeah, his name is Anjarwala, Mr. Anjanwara, Wala, rather. Thank you very much, by the way, for that. Okay, so somebody sent me something there. Thank you. So the guy was one of the two of those arrested. Okay, so they were locked up, but they weren't taken to the EFCC, who have the resources, I believe, to possibly investigate financial crime. Okay, I want to believe. It was the office of Ribadu that was going to show to the rest of Nigeria how they have caught the people that made Nigeria Naira weaker, the Binance. Then Nigeria came back and said, okay, if you're not going to give us all of that, we're going to fine you $10 billion. So, and you are not going anywhere. So the battle locked them up in a supposed guest house in Abuja. And he, provided guards 24/7 to watch over them. So if they want to leave Nigeria, they have to pay $10 billion fine to Nigeria. But Binance is not playing ball. Since Binance is not playing ball, so the Nigerian government decided to take them to court. So I think it was 2 days, about 3 days or so ago, in Nigerian court, they were charged for 4 charges of money laundering, funding terrorism, aiding and abetting terrorists, aiding and abetting money launderers, economic this or something like that. They charged them. So it became like not a big news. People are not really interested in whatever this is. No longer news because it's more or less like a fluke anyway. Until last night. So from nowhere, from the blues, right? They said this guy is a Muslim, and Ramadan is currently ongoing. Nadim told his guards that he wanted to go and pray. And then his guard took him to the nearby mosque At the same time, was the time when they were breaking the Ramadan fast. So in the spirit of Ramadan, the security guard said they took him to a nearby mosque. But somehow, Nadim disappeared. And they later heard that Nadim is not just British, whose British passport is currently with Ribadu in Abuja. He is also Kenyan. But they have no idea how he was able to access his Kenyan passport. And at the same time, how he was able to, to access a private jet supplied by a Middle East airline. And how Nadim possibly got Uber from the mosque in Abuja. And the Uber took him straight to the VIP section of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. And at the same time, he got cleared, and the aircraft, the private jet, also got cleared. And Nadim left Nigeria for what they now say is the Middle East. So Nigeria, Ribadu is now acting like their investigation has shown them that some people helped him. And this is what somebody who claimed to be a former DSS member had to say about that. He bribed our boys.
This is very, very disappointing, when I heard it. Because, number one, if the man has been classed as a threat or a suspected person to the country, he should have been watch listed. In fact, he would have been taken into custody right from when he entered the country. But he came in with a different passport, and then, of course, he was taken to court, and then, of course, he was taken again to a detention center. I don't know the NSA as, whether they have a detention facility. The NSA is an advisory body to the president. So we feel that if he felt that suspect should be remanded, he should have sent him either to the EFCC, his former place, or send it to the DSS to keep until the date of the court. But to keep him in a guest house where he has access to telephones and other things, and then arranging. I don't know who are these people, because the security people that were looking after him, I don't know who they are. But for them now to even allow him to go and pray, I think there are a lot of loopholes and lapses there. Because if he wants to pray, we have held heads of state in detention, and they pray where they eat and live and sleep. So I don't see why this particular guy will be allowed to go to the nearest mosque to go and pray, and from there disappears. And then he went through the airport, and the airport does not have him on their watch list. That is strange, because immediately he was arrested, he should have been fingerprinted, and then, of course, put his picture and passports, number, everything, to all the land, sea, and air borders. But he beat all that because he knows that maybe he can use money, and then left the country.
But when you say land, sea, and some people will smile.
Nigeria is so corrupt, which I regret the day I was born in this country. It's unfair. This is unfair now. This is unfair. Nigeria is so corrupt, which I regret the day I was born in this country. It's unfair. This is unfair now. This is unfair. Nigeria is so.
This is unfair. Very unfair. Whatever money cannot do, ladies and gentlemen, complete this statement. Whatever money cannot do, I know I can hear you. I will read you. More money will do it. And since Pablo Escobar is your president, the drug lord, the vice president of Nigeria is a terrorist sympathizer. Don't say, Mayegun, as if to say, I lie. I said, your president is a drug dealer, a drug lord. There is evidence. Your vice president, Sheikh Shetima, is a terrorist. Mayegun, did I lie? Have you not heard about Kabiru Shokoto? I mean, you want to pretend that you have forgotten. There was a guy called Kabiru Shokoto, and even before Kabiru Shokoto, there's another guy called Zakari Biu. Zakari Biu was a police officer. Kabiru Shokoto was a terrorist. The first time there was going to be a bomb, a car bomb blast, where terrorists used car bomb to bomb Christians on Christmas Eve in Abuja. Christmas Day bombing in Madala, Abuja. The person who carried that out was arrested. He was going to court. He was under the custody of the DSS ahead. And just one day, they were supposed to take him to court and see Kabiru Shokoto disappeared. Who released him? Zakari Biu. Zakari Biu is a police officer who later came back. They arrested him. They detained him. Guess what happened there? Immediately, Goodluck Egbere Jolantan was gone. Boko Haram and his gang, they brought Zakari Biu back. You know what happened, right? Zakari Biu released the most wanted, deadliest terror man in Nigeria then, Kabiru Shokoto. He released him from their custody. Kabiru Shokoto said he had no clue. They told him to go. They drove him out of DSS. They got to the middle of the road and they told him to go. And he was there like, to go where? I don't know where to go to. Then another car approached and that car took him on the street of Abuja. The car took him straight to the Borno State government lodge, Abuja. Guess who was the governor of Borno State that time? Of course now, Sheikh Shetima. Sheikh Shetima was the governor of Borno State. And Kabiru Shokoto lived inside the Borno State government lodge, Abuja, for 8 months. The media, the police, the Nigerian army, the Nigerian government, they declared him wanted. Every day declared wanted, declared wanted. They were looking for Kabiru Shokoto. Kabiru Shokoto was cooling off and enjoying the immunity. He said when he is bored, they will use the vehicles meant for the governor of Borno State. He will sit inside, it's always tinted. You can't see who is inside. And the security people, where they look for him, supposedly the police, where they look for him. Now the same police, DSS, all of now them go carry Kabiru Shokoto. They will drive him all over Abuja in the convoy of the Borno State governor. Who was the governor then? Sheikh Shetima. So back when terrorists, my name is Badero Olushola. I don't know your name. If anybody feels like slandered, if anybody feels like I am defaming him, he can sue me. Badero Luma sue. They don't go sue you so more. Your president is a drug lord. Your vice president is a terrorist. You want me to tell you another story? No, you don't need that anyway. But the story of the Chibok kidnapping, you want the full story? Maybe not tonight. So if you hear about the state-sponsored cover-up, whatever money cannot do, more money can do it. We have to talk about a cryptocurrency. They will never trace the money. Trust me. A military officer, being a soldier, where they talk to me, this guy, the guy that is being paid $35 a month. And somebody said, come, I'll give you $100,000 or $200,000 in crypto. Nobody will be able to take it from you. Just let me go. I was like, how much? 100,000, 200,000, make it 300. Okay, I'll make it 300,000. Yeah, take. Say, that's it. The worst what is that they will lock me up. Another person will reinstate me. Waiting at the game for the police or game for the military anyway. In a corrupt system that nobody is actually loyal. Nobody is really loyal to Nigeria. You know that. Your criminal leaders are not loyal to Nigeria. And you can tell that's the way they are treating it that way. Your policemen and your military and the rest of them, majority of them joined their military because of no job, poverty, unemployment. That is why they became your soldier, became your policeman, became this or that. That's why they have no empathy, no sympathy, no human feeling, no respect. And they always act above the law. So tell me that people who are ready to do all of that, right? Who are no patriotic to any goddamn person or any goddamn country, they will take the money and say, Baba Ogbeni, just go, Jerry. Zakari bill was reinstated in 2016 by Bukwari's government. Yes, Zakari bill was reinstated. He is a police officer. Now, one day, when I go read the news, they go tell you, say, the commissioner of police for Lagos State, Zakari bill, then you will remember Kabiru Shokoto in a contraption called Nigeria, anyway. So we were also kind of like, nah, this is not real. This is absolute bollock. But it is Nigeria, okay? It is possible. So Nadim, I don't know if you are going to see my video too, okay? A lot of Nigerians are probably thinking, you pull it off. Well done to you. The contraption that is looking for who to blame, the incompetent criminals that are looking for who to blame for their own incompetence and failure, they will actually have to find another means. So we are waiting for the Interpol to go and get Nadim. Maybe you are going to hear another breaking news soon. Breaking news! Nadim has been arrested in Afghanistan on his way back to Nigeristan. And that's Nigeria, by the way. We do call it Nigeristan, okay? Just in case if that is like, where is Nigeristan? Nigeristan is Nigeria, remember? So some people, right? Now me and you, they say Nigeria and Nigeria. So those who are the descendants of the Sahel, the Afghanistan, and then others, Uzbekistan, and all the stand. We want to stand from that part of the world. I'm talking about those terrorists, right? Some of them believe in Nigeria. The local terrorists in Nigeria believe that Nigeria is not Nigeria. It is actually Nigeristan, all right? So yeah, they may tell you soon that they have found Nadim. They found Nadim in Afghanistan. He is on his way to Nigeristan. It could be a breaking news, or you may never hear about him again. Ever. Oh, somebody escaped from the NSA custody. And that is the office of the person that is advising your president. Call you on national security. It's just a matter of time. Oh. You know they smell them. You know you can't smell what is burning. Something is burning. You can't smell it, no? Nigeria alone, Jono yet, Jono, just give it more time. With these rogues, it's a matter of time. Now, somebody did say that my lady Kilanko, God bless you, ma. Oluremi Ogabi. Thank you very much, ma'am. All right, for that super chat. And I saw that of E85, or is that E85 or E86, bro? I saw your message about the Senegal, but let's go to Senegal, okay? Because I am not here to make the reason why you want to hear about Senegal tonight. It's not because, listen to me, it's not because it is a done deal, okay? That once you have a young person in the position of authority, that's all Africa needs and all of that stuff, okay, no, it's beyond that. That's not why you want to hear my story tonight. The reason why I want to take us to Senegal is because their story is not stories that happened 10, 15, 20 years ago. I am talking about stories that developed just less than 30 days ago. Okay? Or let's even say like just about 30 days ago. 30 days ago, a lot of us didn't even know something was going on in Senegal. Okay? So Senegalese were going to the poll. And this, just like that of Nigeria, Senegal has their own establishment too. You know when you say the establishment, the people of the people, these ones who believes that they have been in power for long, that they are the owners of the country, they control this or that kind of establishment, right? But a lot of you didn't know you have enough trouble in Nigeria to deal with anyway. Here you get. So you are just reading them as normal news until December last year when the supposed incumbent president, and that is Sall, all right? So the incumbent president has been in power for 2 terms, and that is 12 years. 6 years is what they spend in single term in Senegal. And one of the most stable democracies, in fact, it is considered the most stable democracy in Africa, Senegal democracy. It's not a rich country, but Baba, they are a little bit far off than what you have in Nigeria, including the right of citizens. They've had dictators too, but whenever there was time for them to say enough, they never shied away from it. Senegal is like Nigeria. Senegal has the population of young people, like massive population of young people. And this population of young people are facing the same economic problem, economic hardship, no job, no employment, and all of that stuff. Just like people in Nigeria. So somehow, this fire guy, Bashiru, you see, his name is Basiru. But if you know, he's a Muslim, okay? In Nigeria, we'll call them Bashiru. But it's Basiru. So Basiru and another guy called Soko, they sort of happened at the same time, driving the young people like Showore was doing then. So you get, it was like, okay, yeah, like, yo, yeah. Then suddenly, what's his name again? Banky Sall or something, their president, he felt intimidated. And one day, that fire guy tweeted something. It's like saying, oh, we now know that for example, I'm just saying now, I don't know what he tweeted. I don't know what he posted on social media. He posted something that sort of wasn't that much, just to say, okay, hang on, let's say, oh, the president and his wife are now, they are enjoying when the rest of the country is suffering. And then they said, oh, you are writing to incite the public against the president. He was arrested. Just like Showore was doing revolution now. The difference is that Showore's revolution now came after the election in 2019, okay? Meanwhile, this guy's own is actually towards election. So that moment, they arrested him and threw him in jail. Like Nigeria, their own DSS in Senegal, they picked him up, picked the other guy up. And 2 of them be this. They picked the 2 of them up. You, these guys, you are a troublemaker. What do you know about how to run a country? Instead of you to go and become a councillor or go and become an MP, you want to be president. And you know you can never be president. You are too young. All of you, how do you want to do it? How would you even do it? Instead of you to go and start somewhere. So because you know that you cannot be president, you want to instigate the country, you want to cause trouble, you want to cause problem, DSS pick them up and throw them in jail. You won't believe it, though. They were only released 10 days to election. So when they throw them in jail, election was scheduled, okay? Like the president, he has his own candidates, his own anointed candidates. That one is here, waiting to take over. All these ones were considered as noisemakers, troublemakers, opposition, useless. So the president was so confident, the guy was so confident that in February, just about 10 days to election, the president just announced that no election again. I'm postponing the election. Till when? I don't know. I'll think about it. But for now, no more election. Why? Because I am not comfortable with the names on the list of the presidential candidates. All these presidential candidates. I am suspecting something. But you know the electoral body now, the electoral body has cleared them. They are candidates. They are not aspirants. Yes, I have issue with that. We need to clear that. This is where the people came in. He made that announcement immediately. They were all the political parties, so all the civil society organizations, so and the young people themselves, they hit the streets. Political parties and all of them, they are not saying, we don't want them to blame us that we want to cause problem in Senegal. We don't want them to say we are the ones who is creating. The political parties in Senegal, they did not quickly started, lobbying to be the friend of the ruling party by telling them that, don't worry, we understand. We understand what you are saying. We are with you. All those ones who will present themselves as candidates in another party, but they're actually working for the ruling party. That didn't happen in Senegal. They were not scared to be arrested by the dictator. They did not decide to go and cooperate with him so that they can have a share in whatever it is. No. They all came out and what? They shut down the country. And the guy brought out the military and the police. As usual. The entire country was in chaos. The protesters are not going anywhere. The policemen were becoming those ones that they have to rescue from the people. Supreme Court came in. Their own Supreme Court in their country. You know what the Supreme Court said? The president has had no such power. You have no such power. You are not the electoral body. The electoral body have been here. We asked them that, can you conduct the election? They said they can. So who the hell is the president? To now come and dictate, to now come and tell everybody if election can hold or not. The Supreme Court now ruled that the election must take place. They didn't just rule, they picked the dates. Yeah.